Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, kjære brødre, søstre og alle andre ser på. I dag så er det med meg, Subhan, og
Meg, Mamoun.
så vi er tilbake med podcast etter lenge.
Ja.
Så vi har fortalt dere litt i det forrige episode, men nå skal jeg fortelle litt mer. Så episoden er tilbake.
Dette er kanskje episode Jeg vet ikke selv, altså.
Ja.
Vi er over tid, det vet vi.
Sesong 2, episode 1.
Ja.
Så i dagens tema er
Education, eller lærdom.
lærdom, som man kan si. Så lærdom er veldig viktig i islam, å ha lærdom i islam og i andre ting. Selvverden. Så skole også.
Ja,
Skole,
det kommer jo eksamen og så videre snart, så det vet vi. Derfor vi tenkte å ta opp education-tema.
education. Så også noen har hatt også eksamen. Så lærdom er veldig viktig, og du lærer på skolen, du lærer nesten hele livet ditt.
Du lærer overalt.
Overalt. Så du lærer, vi lærte noe nytt når vi startet Deep Production.
Selvfølgelig. Vi har gått nå 6 måneder tror jeg nå. Vi har
Ja.
lært masse fra sist.
Så lærdom kommer til
Av
i
seg
livet.
selv.
Først starter du å gå, og så starter du å løpe, og så starter du å sykle, og kjøre bil. Og så lærer du videre til du forlater den verden.
Ja.
Så vi har med vår kjære Karsab
For å starte ny sesongen.
for å starte en ny sesong. Tenkte vi kan ta med Karsab for å dele sin kunnskap og
Hjelpe oss å svare disse islamske spørsmål også samtidig.
så som dere vet, når vi har med Karsab, så pleier vi å ta det på engelsk, så i dag blir det for engelsk.
Spørsmål blir på engelsk, men vi snakker ikke norsk til hverandre. Skjønner mer.
Ja. Så vi skal forklare dere underveis hva Karsab mener med engelsken, sånn at til dere som ikke skjønner engelsk, kan skjønne. Så velkommen til deg, Karsab.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, both of you and the person who is behind the camera, and all the participants who are watching our podcast. Today we shall discuss upon the education and the importance of education in Islam. So if you have some particular question, then we can start from the question. Yes.
Så vårt første spørsmål er Garza, our first question is how can we balance our Islamic education with our contemporary education?
Okay. So first of all, we have to know that what's the importance of education in Islam. You know that religion of Islam is very much close to nature, and if we will say that nature and the religion of Islam has no difference, then it will be true. So education is the part of Islam, and you know that when Allah has created the man, Allah has also created curiosity in the mind of a man. So what's the curiosity? Curiosity means to know about something. So when Allah has created a man, the innate idea of a man that to know something about. So this is a very much a natural thing that a man wants to know that what's going on around him. So the first curiosity means that it is fitrat, it's the nature. So whatever we talk about the nature, it means we are talking about the Islam. So it's a natural thing to know about something, whatever is going on around us. So Allah has said to the believers, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has mentioned that utlubul ilma min al-mahdi ila al-lahad, that you should get education from cradle to grave. Mean to say, when you are born from the age of your start until the end of your age, I mean death, you should get the knowledge. You should strive for the knowledge. So it's very much natural. Now we come to the point that you have mentioned that what's the difference and how we can accumulate those two things, Islamic education and the contemporary education. First of all, we will have to know that there are specific education which is called Fard Ulum. Fard Ulum means obligatory knowledge or obligatory information. That is obligatory to every moment and every person who has accepted the religion of Islam. Although Islamic education is very much vast, and you know that it contains tafsir, usul tafsir, fiqh, usul fiqh, hadith, sort of many of the other things. But there are the things which are very much obligatory to know, just like how you are to behave, how you are to perform the all the pilgrimage or the things which are obligatory, just like the prayer, just like the knowing of Islamic information, just like to know about how to read the Quran and how to understand the Quran and how you are to be pure and how you are to live in the society. These are the things which are called fardulu. So these are obligatory for every person. And the other thing that is non-obligatory, that is very much necessary if you can get, but if you don't get, that is not on behalf of you. So on the other hand, contemporary education is also very much necessary, because you know that unless we shall not get to know about the technology, about the what's going on in the world, so it will not be possible to cope up all the challenges. So Islam says that whatever the challenges are, you should know about that, and you should also get all the information about that. Particularly, you can say that engineering, medical science, physiology, and other sciences which are very much necessary to grow up in this world. So Islam emphasizes for all those of education which are contemporary and which are fardul.
So when we talk about Islam, it's so much to learn. So what does Islam say about seeking knowledge?
Yes, seeking knowledge has many of the rules and regulations, just like that when you get to know anything from anyone, first of all, you will have to be the more obedient for that person. The second thing, that you should concentrate whatever he is saying and whatever he has prescribed as a book or as a reference to you. The third thing is very much important, that whatever you have got, you should keep in your mind, keep in your heart. And the fourth thing, that you should be more practical about whatever you have learned. And here I will quote the reference of Hadith. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has said that in Yawm Hashr, Yawm Qiyamah, you will be answerable that how much you have learned and how much you have implement whatever you have learned. So you are responsible for that. So it is very much necessary to get education, and it is very much necessary as well to spread it out. It's not for you that you have taken the education and now everything is done. You have to spread it over. So these are some features that we can evaluate.
Så nå har Karlstad snakket om to ting, og det er som hva vi kan balansere selve lærdommen, hva vi lærer. Men når man tenker education, tenker man sikkert skole. So our next question is, how can you integrate the Islamic knowledge into daily school life?
Yes, in our education system, you know that school is spreading education of contemporary part of the education. So we have to have knowledge worthy about the fardul. So when you go to school, it doesn't mean that if you are getting contemporary education and you will not follow the rules and regulation of Islam and the religion, that not at all. You will have to follow all the things. Just like when you are in a school for contemporary education, you will have to be obedient for your teacher. You will have to be more concentrated whatever it's, you are getting from the teacher. Same like that, the environment, whatever the school has created, you should abide by and follow all that particular things. And then whatever you have got from the book, from the verbal knowledge, you have to have in your mind, and you should implement that. So environment of school is very much important, because it is also said that no knowledge without college. So school is very much necessary to go and to abide by all the rules and regulations. And then when you get the contemporary education, then the other dire need is to know about the fardul. So fardul here in Norway, you know that we have to have from the mosque, from the religious person, from the person who is imam in the mosque. So you should go to the particular person, just like an imam and the scholar, and then you will get to know the religious education. So both are the balanced thing. It does not mean that Islam does not allow you to go to school, and Islam does not allow to abide by all the rules and regulation whatever the school has implemented to you. Islam says that you should respect all the rules and regulation which are necessary for you to excel. So our school system in Norway is giving us more knowledge and more worthy thing to excel in the society.
So, the school or learning, how can we use that to like serve and give benefits to your community?
Yes, sir, definitely there are two type of education I have mentioned that what is the fardulum. Fardulum definitely belong to the religion, but the other contemporary education that is for sake of excel and to give benefit to the society. Just like after a specific education, you will have to choose a specific line. Just like you want to go in the medical science, you want to go in the engineering side, and whatever you want to go to the technical side, information technology. These are many of the branches. So when you will select a line, definitely it will give benefit to you as well as the society. So whatever you will learn, you should implement in that education to the society, and society should get benefit from you because you have spent many of the resources of the government, and you have also spent many of the time. So both the resources and time should not go waste. So you implement all that particular education, a particular line for the sake of betterment of the society, and it is also the obligation by the religion. So it does not mean that if you are in a society where the religion of Islam is not the main religion, so you should not act upon like a person. No, no, it is not like this. So Islam gives all the benefits, all the things for the sake of whole society and for the betterment of whole society.
Så når vi tenker education I Norge så det ganske fordelt mellom mann og damer. Men la oss si land som ikke så fordelt mellom education med mann og damer. Så vår fjerde spørsmål what are the Islamic teachings about how importance of education for women?
Yes, whenever you will talk about the education, there is no any distinction in Islam that a man should get more education and a lady should not get the education. Whenever you will talk about the hadith and the sayings of the Prophet, you will get to know that Prophet has mentioned utlubul ilma min al-mahdi ila al-lahad. It means that it is the common thing that you should get the knowledge. It is not distinctive that a man should get this one and the lady should not get this one. Same like that in the other hadith I will quote over here from the Bukhari and Sahih. Prophet has mentioned sallallahu alaihi wasallam, talabul ilmi faridatun ala kulli muslimin wa muslimatin. It means that it is obligatory to get education for every person who is male and every person who is female. So there is no any distinction. We are the person that we have distinctively separate the women that that should be on the other side and the man should be on the other side. It is not any distinction in the Quran, Hadith, Sharia and the sayings of the Prophet. So as well as the education is necessary for the male person, same as the education is very much integral part of the life for the ladies.
Så there's a big som alle dere vet, så det en stor diskusjon mellom å lese namaz I skolen og få tid. So Karsad, do you have any message to the people who say namaz in the school, school time?
Yes, when we talk about the namaz and salat, you know that it is the very much important thing in Islam that should be inquired after death very firmly. So when you spend your time in the school, it doesn't mean that you are exempt from the offering the prayer. So you will have to be the example. You will have to be the best Muslim. You will have to be the representative, and I mean to say that you will be the held responsible to show your religion at any time, at anywhere. So if you are in a school, and there is any prayer time, you should get permission from the teacher with obediently and dignifiedly, and you should spare some time for the sake of prayer. So commonly it happens that only the Zohar time, and specifically in winter time, there is Zohar and Asr during the school time. Otherwise, all the other prayer time you can get spare and you can come to the mosque. And in summertime, I think there is a long day, and you don't need to have spare time for sake of Zohar in the school. So when in the winter time you have the prayer time of Zohar and Asr, you should definitely offer the prayer on the appointed time, and you should not waste it. And I have also heard about many of the students that they don't bother about it, and after the school time they come to the home, and the rest of the prayer, whatever the Zohar and Asr has been qaza, they offer at home. This is not the good behavior. So wherever the time of prayer is, you have to offer the prayer at the same time.
Nå vi har hva heter det, vi kan si new gen på en måte. Nå de fleste land, la oss si Europa, så har vi masse teknologi som vi bruker i skolen. Jeg vet jeg bruker, som andre bruker, men andre ting bruker. Så vår neste spørsmål what are the Islamic perspectives of the use of technology in school?
As well as I have mentioned that to get education, every type of education, in which I have made two parts, contemporary and the Fardulu, both are obligatory. So when you are getting education of technology, definitely you will have to implement it that, and during the education, unless you will not use the technology, you will not be able to get more education, and you will not be the more expert. So Islam says that whatever the resources are, you should get benefit from all those resources. Definitely internet is the main resource, and right now many of the things are being done by the chat GPT, and this is also some sort of learning process, and Islam also allows you to get all the benefits from the technology. Same like that, there are many of the equipments, keypads and the computers and laptop and sort of other things. All the things are valid to get for sake of education. Islam does not create any distinction for the sake of technology. Unless we will not be more usable for the technology, we will not be able to get more education. So everything related to education, that is allowed by Islam.
Nå vet mange muslimske barn, jeg vet det, jeg som er din også barn, i det minste vi går skole, hva heter det, koranskole og moské da, kan si, i helgen der vi lærer. So our next question, last question is, what role does the Islamic school play in the education in school?
Okay. Yes, just I have mentioned that there are two types of education in which I have brought out the meaning of Fardulum. Fardulum means that how to offer the prayer, how to pure yourself, how to purify your body and the clothing, and how you are to behave in the society. These are the Fardulum. So definitely according to the Islam, you will not get all these things from the contemporary school education. So you will have to choose one of the other resource, and definitely the other resource is only the mosque. So if you go to the mosque and you just go for sake of Fardulum, this is very good thing. And now in the Europe, all the mosques they have arranged and managed special syllabus for the sake of students, and that have been also graded by the age groups. You know that in first age group 3 to 5 year, how the things should be learned, and what are the important things should be learned in this age group. Same like that, 5 to 10 years age group, that has another different sort of education. So these are the things which you get from the mosque. So it is very much important that unless you will not get the Fardulum, you will not be able to be a practical and good Muslim. So for sake of good Muslim, for sake of knowing about all the ibadah, just like prayer is very much important, and some other Ramadan and Masail of Ramadan. These are the obligatory things, and definitely you will get it learned from the mosque. So Islam says that if you are living in such a land that is not Islamic, definitely you will have to manage to get education of the religion from a particular source. And you know that Alhamdulillah, we have many of the mosques in the Norway and Europe, as well as many of the families, they are linked with the online education. And you know, from Pakistan, many of the people, they are running such a big companies which are online and educate all the people they are living in Europe and other than Pakistan. So all the resources you should use it, and definitely it is very much necessary if you go to the mosque and give some practical things for your living. So importance of mosque and importance of fardulum, that is very much necessary.
So education is important in Islam and also outside Islam. So it is it is allowed to learn about sexual education also.
Yes, when we talk about the sexual education, basically all the things which are obligatory, this thing is also inclusive of this. But when particularly we talk about the sex education, definitely it belongs to some adult age. But unfortunately, in our contemporary school system here in Norway and the Europe, the student of 3 years of age, 5 years of age, and even the 7 year of age, they are obliged to provide sex education. I think it is a bit earlier, because unless you will not be adult and you don't feel that being an adult, what is necessary and what kind of things are necessary, you should not be provided the sex education. Yes, definitely when you are adult and it is the need of your system and your humanity and your mind, so it should also be provided to you. Same like that, many of the things related to adult age, just like how to keep and clean your body. So many of the things related to adultery age. When you are adult, then you need it. But when we talk about in the age of 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, and how to deliver a lady, a child, so I think it is a bit earlier. We don't need it. Yes, when you are adult and it's a part of education, definitely you should get it. So Islam says that everything is necessary, but with the passage of time. It should not be so earlier, it should not be so later. So at the time when it is necessary, you should get the education, regardless of that is sex education or the other thing.
So thank you for Karsa for joining us. Karsa, do you have any last message for the guys who are watching and the girls?
Yes, I would like to convey the message of the person who are watching our podcast, that please keep in touch with the scholars, with the imam and your local mosque, because unless you will not be able to reach mosque and the people, they are scholars and they are imam, you will not be able to know about the Islamic education. So please keep in touch and also try to offer the prayer here in mosque, not at the home place or some other place other than the mosque. So it is my special message. I hope that you will comply it.
Så håper dere kommer til moskeen. Tusen takk for at Karsa kunne bli med på denne podcasten. Så i dag var temaet lærdom, og vi fikk mer lærdom om lærdom
Lærdom.
av denne episoden. Så håper alle har en bra eksamen.
Ja.
Håper
Terminprøver, bra karakterer. eller
alt er greit.
om du er-
Fordi her i Norge er bare skole, universitetet som liksom det
Betyr
skriver
noe.
ned
Betyr noe.
hva som du skal gjøre videre, hva du skal bli. Om det blir flopp eller det blir.
Nei, det blir ikke flopp om du er ferdig på skolen, men det er bra å performere bra på skolen. Det er
Ja.
viktig. For.
Så
Det vi kan si er at utenfor nå snakker om generell podcast, vi har planer nå om å hente gjester i stedet for å snakke. Kanskje etter sommerferie vi bare er her og snakker. Men nå dere skal mer se gjester, og ikke bare temagjester vi skal snakke om. Vi skal snakke om livshistorier og hva vi har gjort. Mennesker.
ja. Så husk at det er ikke bare skole og matte, naturfag og norsk som er viktig. dere må også lære om islam like mye som dere lærer om andre ting. Så ikke glem mosken. Det er mange moskeer, men Drammen moské er alltid åpen. Så tusen takk fra meg, og
Mamoon og Merajdin som er bak.
tusen takk for at Karsa kunne komme. Og det var DY Production sesong 2, episode 1. Det er bedre enn sesong 1 sin episode 1.
Inshallah.
Så tusen takk for at dere kunne se på. Og håper dere liker, subscriber og deler. Og kommenter om dere vil ha noen gjester, eller vil være gjest selv.
Tema
Så,
og så videre.
ja.
Det var til oss da. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
Assalamu
wa
alaikum.
barakatuh.